guys, welcome back to We Watch Movie. I'm Mike.
I'm Jay.
And American Horror Story 1984 keeps on rolling down the fucking daytime television train.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Shit.
The best part of this episode was Dylan McDermott and his fabulous mustache. There's just a problem with this. Like, it doesn't know what it wants to be. It has no idea, and it changes almost drastically every episode. I'm seeing Dylan McDermott, and he's so charming, and he's so engaging, and he's got this attitude about him. He's got this thing. He's got the flow. He's like Eminem. But then you have Richard Ramirez and Mr. Jingle Pringles. And I was like, why didn't you just have Dylan McDermott as your fucking killer the entire time and not have the Ramirez angle, the Night Stalker with Jingle Pringles? Yeah. Like, I feel like if Dylan McDermott had been the main serial killer in this, it would have been a way different episode or a different season.
He's my favorite part about the whole thing for sure. And that's what happens. He's left on the side of the road there. He's got his thumbs cut off or whatever. This Mary Kay chick tries to pick him up in her pink Cadillac.
Pink ass car, yeah.
He kills her. He picks up the dude with the headband, hitchhiker thing or whatever. And what it's all going to is Camp Redwood, right? We're going back to this big festival that's going to happen there, and Zsa Zsa Gabor, or whatever the fuck their name is.
Lamal.
Yeah, whatever their fucking name
Turn around.
They're all dead in the bus or whatever, and their whole plan is they want to have, Margaret basically wants to have all these legendary bands die there because then people will keep coming there and they'll remember them. It's just, and that's cool. Actually, I like that idea. And you've got Brooke and Nurse Chambers, as I like to call her, who are on the lam.
Played by who?
And don't get me fucking started.
Who she played by?
I don't want to talk about it. This reporter for the National
A. Fox
Enquirer shows up, and you know, she's on to them. She figures out their whole shit, and they try to do this snarky little like thing about the media, and I don't care.
I'm glad she died though. It's a wasteful plot point. Like, I mean, it went nowhere. It did nothing. It was just like it was fodder. It was cannon fodder. Let's get to the finale kind of moment. Yeah. I mean, dude, what's to say? I mean, really, in this episode, it's all okay. So, Jingle Pringles, he's fighting Ramirez again. He's dead now. He wants to make sure he doesn't get out of the camp to kill his son in Alaska. He fails, but somehow or another, his fucking weird brother shows up from underneath the goddamn lake like Jason Voorhees.
Literally a direct fucking Friday the 13th ripoff.
What the fuck was that torpedo?
Directly from it. And then, but that goes with the whole thing. Like, again, like, these characters, their motives, their meanings, none of them matter because they change from episode to episode. And yeah, it's entertaining for a second, but it's a fucking bad soap opera at this point. And I'm not ashamed of saying that. I know people enjoy it, and I'm happy that you enjoy it. I want people to enjoy it more than I enjoy it. I really do. I'm happy to hear that people are like, no, I think I fucking love it. I'm like, that's awesome. That's what I want.
I think I love you, so what am I so afraid of?
I want people to enjoy it. I can't help the fact that I don't, though, because it's just turned into a bad soap opera at this point. Nobody's stories matter anymore because they flip-flop from episode to episode. Now Jingles is a good guy. He keeps dying. He wants to save his son. But in this quick moment where he dies again and he shows up, his mom, the lady in white from the last episode, who literally her entire life force was hell-bent on making him suffer because of what happened to Bobby, is all of a sudden, and I know Bobby's back or whatever, but all of a sudden is like, no, I care about you now. All that shit I said before in the last episode doesn't matter. And then Mr. Jingles, who it takes him all of what, 22 seconds to get over the fact that Ramirez is gonna kill his son. All of a sudden, no, it's okay that my son died. I'm happy because I get to watch my little brother fish. Like, nobody's plights matter. Nothing ever fucking has any staying power. It's just it just makes it all so empty and stupid and pointless. And it leaves you to just be like, you know what? I'm really fucking happy that Dylan McDermott. David Duchovny.
The sexy guy from the lacrosse team.
It leaves me, the only joy I have to subject from this shit is that guy, because like at least he's funny and cool when he's on screen and he makes me laugh. Like that's the most I get out of these episodes now.
He reminds me of the greasy guy that hangs out in front of the flea market asking if you smoke that weed. Like when you're walking in and you're just trying to buy like a comic book or something, and you're like, I only got $5. And he's like, you smoke that weed? And he's like hanging outside. And he's like, hey, I remember my comic books. I goes, I used it for rolling paper. But I don't know if it was just this episode. There's been a few episodes that are like that though. But the entire season seems like a really cool teacher that started the year off, and it's like, oh, you were really excited, and she's really cool, and she's giving you great assignments, and you're fucking involved, and then all of a sudden some tragedy happened. She had to have her fucking liposuction again, and you had multitudes of substitute teachers coming over every fucking class, and they were changing things up. Like, you'd get a cool one, then you get one and be like, I want a fucking pop quiz every 5 minutes. And you'd be like, oh shit, this sucks. And then, I just feel like they never got on track from where they wanted to go. And I guess there's an overall, like, reaching arc of a story somewhere.
Maybe the finale saves it.
Maybe, but even now, though, it's like, you took some cool characters at the very beginning of the episodes of this season, and they had, in my opinion, they had definitive, like, storylines. They, as far as their characters, you got what they were, and you understood what they were. Even when you introduced a couple of wrinkles in the underwear, you still got them. Like, they didn't change that much. But then when you started throwing in the fucking, like, resurrection shit, and now all this other stuff is happening, and this, it's like, dude, you've gotten so far away from what the actual source material should have been. You're lost in the wind. You're fucking goddamn Tom Hanks in Castaway, and Wilson's floating in the sea. Like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Wilson! But nonetheless, I didn't like this episode that much. Dylan McDermott is a godsend for American Horror Story. Like, he's the bee's knees. Next to Evan Peters, he's the guy, man.
Yeah.
Dylan McDermott is the guy. I really hate that though, man, because this has got so much potential to be so good. Like, dude, by the way, a really fucking cool ass part of this, and it made no sense because it didn't even add the fucking excitement. They played Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah.
Fucking Eye of the Tiger play, dude. It's like nobody cared.
But it's a band-aid at this point. Like, the 80s shit and the cool slasher shit and the music, it's all just a band-aid.
Eye of the Tiger should play when Jingle Pringles and Ramirez fought.
over just what's a bad story at this point. The substitute teacher thing was perfect, because actually what I was thinking is, like, it's like when you get a cool teacher and she's like, oh man, this teacher's awesome. Yeah. She doesn't give a shit. Yeah. But at the end of the semester, you still got to pass the SAT, and you're like, wait, you got to teach me something though. Like, I know this was cool. We got to hang out and eat Pringles in class all day, and you didn't give a shit. And
this fucking class sucks.
Yeah, you let us watch Tim Allen's The Santa Claus on TV all day. Like, fucking, what in the name of Christ's butthole is going on here? It's fine. But at first, it's all good and fun. But then you like, wait, I gotta learn something. Like, we do have to go somewhere with this. The story has to fucking matter at some point. And with this, it just doesn't. When you get to Montana and she's talking to the dude from Glee, and like he's no, I want to be with you or whatever. Yeah. And she goes through this whole diatribe pointlessly, where it's like you're trying to inject this social commentary into it. When she's like, it's always the girl's fault. Like, every time there's a serial killer, it's the girl's fault. And like, it's not okay for me to be a serial killer, but it's okay for God to be a serial killer. I'm like, what the fuck? And like this, like, it's, I get it if it's meant to be funny, but they've got this soft Hallmark music, and I'm like, you guys want me to take this serious?
When you were talking, like, I literally made the same facial expression I made when she was doing. I was like, like, I felt the same way. Like, dude, like,
what the fuck does this have to do with anything?
I tried to give them credit because I thought it was just a parody on that. Like, I thought they were doing it on purpose to make it funny.
But then the music
was there, and I'm like, oh my fuck, this is real. Like, what are you babbling on about, you babbling brook?
I was gonna say, why are you being a babbling brook?
Yeah, I was like, shut the fuck up. Again, I really thought they were just playing a joke. Like, I thought it was meant to be like, like an 80s, and if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. But I thought it was supposed to be like one of those 80s soap operas things. Like, they were just like, go away and never come back.
Oh, by the way, they literally did the Harry and the Hendersons thing, where she's talking to him and she's like, just go. I need someone fucked up like me. And I'm like, as a man, we've all heard that before.
So I'll call you tomorrow, right?
just go. And like, literally does the Harry and the Henderson scene. I don't know, man.
But I don't want us all to be divided on this, okay? Like, listen, we're saying we didn't like this episode. The season so far has been kind of lackluster. It's been mediocre at best. But that doesn't mean that if you're loving the shit out of this and you're gonna fucking have a tattoo stapled AHS 1984 greatest year of my life, I don't know, whatever, on your butt cheek, all good power to you.
Cool.
Not saying that there's anything wrong with you liking the season or this episode. We're just saying our opinion is it was not a very good episode, and so far, gotta be honest, the season's not really delivered as much as we thought it was. But nonetheless, the fucking toxicity of some of these fuckers that come out is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's worse than Game of Thrones.
What do you mean it's not your whole life, Jim? There is no shot.
All I want to do is get lit and jump off the roof of Mike's house.
It's a show, man. A couple of these episodes have just not been that great, in our opinion. But if you're liking it, I'm happy for you, and I literally want everybody to enjoy it more than I do, because I just haven't that much. But I will say that the way things are leading up, it sounds like the last episode, which I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm happy that we're at the finale now. I'm tired of bouncing around.
I hope fucking Michael J. Fox and Doc Brown come out.
Bounce those things like sugar right
Oh shit.
I'm tired of bouncing around. I'm tired of the fucking foreplay. It sounds though like the last episode is going to be a fucking bloodbath.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see what happens with the last episode. So I will say that. So yeah, comment down below with your all's thoughts. 1984. We'll see what the fuck happens.
Oh yeah.
Whatever fucking faces if you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button and get some goddamn wham, bitch. Get sexual with that bitch.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it. We watched a movie. Yeah. You know what? We did a review. We watched a movie. We watched a movie.